Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. Today I had something a little bit different planned. Kind of wanted to get into something that I've been wanting to talk about for a little while. Not anything controversial or anything. Basically just whatever. I make the title of the video, it should be something like why I love Balisong or something like that. I just wanted to talk about what really got me into the art of flipping and all that. And I know most people don't see it as an art form really, but for us in the community we really do. So I guess I'll just start with what got me interested in fucking knives in general. I mean, that was my dad. I'm from the South, so of course I've always been interested in guns and knives and all that shit. And I know that's a wide like circumferencing of things to be like it kind of puts you in a weird bubble to live in the South, I guess. But yeah, he's the one that got me interested in knives, and of course I ventured on from that. Same thing with music and stuff like that. And yeah. He's who got me interested. And then one day, scrolling through Instagram, I had never really thought about owning a butterfly knife. Like, I had used them before at friends' house and stuff like that. Like, their dads owned them or something. And I was scrolling through Instagram one day, and I saw this dude flipping a Balisong, and I was like, holy shit, that's cool. I want to learn how to do that. So the first thing I did was go onto Amazon and buy the shittiest $15 trainer I could find because I was in 9th grade, I think. Yeah, I was in 9th or 10th grade, and yeah, I went and bought that and waited the 2 weeks for the free shipping. It came in, and I flipped that thing nonstop until it fell apart on me, which that was a truly sad day because I hadn't ordered another one, and I didn't realize that there were better ones out there that were like super duper expensive yet because I hadn't looked far into it. I just got it to flip it, and honestly I didn't even know any tricks with it. I just flailed it around and thought I was really cool because of it. I don't think I have any Instagram videos or anything like that still of those, but I do have like early tricks that I learned and stuff like that, like the fucking Zen rollover and stuff like that. I'll probably try to put something like that on the screen at some point in the video, or I'll do flipping at the end and you'll see. But yeah, I do have early videos of me learning tricks and stuff like that. And I mean, it just really, like, once I got my first knife, it was kind of hard to stop buying more knives to the point where I've spent thousands of dollars on these knives. And yeah, that's a problem. It definitely is. And I do encourage people with problems with addiction and stuff like that just to kind of stay away from the hobby. It is a money-grubbing hobby, and it fucking empties your wallet quickly. Right here I have my 62 clone. This knife cost me $100. The actual thing cost around $450 to put together because you have to buy the actual Benchmade 62 knife, which is its own knife entirely. Then you have to buy the scales for it from Titanium, which on the other by themselves are another $160. So by the end of it, you're spending $460 to make one knife, and I mean, I think that's kind of excessive. That's why, of course, I buy the clones just to kind of test them out and see if they're even worth looking at. And I mean, this one right here, this 62 clone has been my favorite knife ever for the longest. I had a replicant at one point, and that was my dream knife, but I came to realize that replicants are kind of overrated. But yeah, I mean, let's recap. Where have I gone? My dad got me into it, got my first cheap one, and kind of flipped around with it, and then yeah, we're here. It's an expensive hobby. And I do encourage anyone that wants to get in the hobby, like, the best way to get into it is to buy a cheap trainer, or like look at the low end of actual brand knives and just go from there. Flip with a trainer first, of course. You're gonna learn bad habits, but it's also safer. And I mean, some countries can't get knives with actual blades on them, like places like Finland and fucking European countries. I don't know why Finland came to mind. I think it's because I have a flipping buddy from Finland that can only get trainers. But yeah, start with a trainer. If you can go to a real blade, I do encourage it. I mean, if you're scared of it, put tape on it, Scotch tape, anything, electrical tape, anything will work on the edge of the blade, and go from there. Eventually you'll get to a point where you have the knife you want to flip with, and that'll basically be the only one you use. Of course, excluding these other guys that have super big collections and say they flip them all regularly, which is impossible. I'm sorry. I know you guys like to believe and dream that you can flip all your knives, but when you've got 10 to 12 knives, you don't flip them all regularly. And now comes to a kind of sad part of the community, a part that I do hate to talk about and give attention to because it just makes it worse, and that's the scamming that goes on in the community. Recently, we actually just had a big scam in the community with this guy was making trades for knives, and he was sending people packs of Jolly Ranchers with a note berating them because they were stupid enough to trade with him, and those people were not stupid. This guy had built up a bunch, and I mean a bunch, of trust in the community. Like, he, for like 2 or 3 weeks, built up all this trust, made good trades, did all that stuff, and then all of a sudden started scamming people out of like $500 and $600 knives. And he did this to 10 people all in like a span of a day, and it just recently came out. But yeah, scammers and stuff like that are pretty rampant, and of course, not to count the meetup thieveries and shit like that, like people taking knives that aren't theirs, or someone will pick up a knife and not realize it's not their knife or something like that. But I mean, those issues usually get resolved pretty quickly. But yeah, I've been flipping for, well, if it was since freshman year, so I've been flipping about I've been doing it consistently for about 3 years, but I've been flipping altogether about 6 years, I guess. Something like that. Yeah, I'll go with that. I've been doing it for a while. I guess I'll give a few tips now, because I don't know where I'm going with this video. I thought I'd talk about this and also get some content on the channel, because I know I haven't been uploading recently. I uploaded something a day or two ago, but that was just a placeholder because it's actually been 3 weeks, something like that, since I actually uploaded something to do with me and the channel and shit like that. But like, if I could give you any tips, like I said, buy something cheap at first and move up from that. There are a few tricks you need to learn at first, like the basic opening and stuff like that, but a good one to go to next is the Helix and behind the 8 ball, which, again, I'm going to do some flipping at the end of it, and I'll kind of point out which ones I mean and stuff like that. But yeah, there are plenty of tutorials on YouTube. YouTube is your best friend when it comes to flipping, and eventually you'll get to a point where you can basically just look at something, a trick in slow-mo, and pick it up pretty easily, but that does take a lot of practice. But yeah, I think that's about it. I'll probably put some flipping at the end of the video, but I'll do my outro right here, and I'll see you then. Alright, so as always, guys, I do hope you enjoyed. If you did, give the video a like. If you didn't, give the video a dislike, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.